$7.99, $10. Which one is going to be better? We're going to be comparing organic strawberries from Driscoll's farm that you get at any grocery store versus organic strawberries. These are from Deep Roots Farm that are organic. These are from Copake, New York. Let's talk about first, what is the difference? So Driscoll's, they use a form of farming called hydroponics. Hydroponics is basically a soil-less system where these strawberries are going to be grown in these plastic tubs using water, and it's like a feeding tube basically that gives these strawberries their nutrients. These strawberries, on the other hand, are grown in soil without the use of any type of chemicals. So why is this one more expensive? Well, it's going to be more labor intensive. It's a smaller farm, but you get zero chemicals, zero of the bad stuff. But because it is grown in soil, in those conditions outside, these strawberries have to actually go through a lot of stress. And that stress of trying to survive, to be able to grow, causes them to be able to produce more phytonutrients than something like your Driscoll's, for example, which is in a climate-controlled, yes, it's pesticide-free because it's climate-controlled, indoors, LED lighting, given a certain supply of nutrients. There's going to be less stress than there would be in the soil-grown. So this could potentially have more nutrients than this one. So now let's do a taste test to see if you can taste the difference between $10, $7.99. All right, so this is the Driscoll's strawberry, if you can see right here. Let's do a little comparison. This is the one on the left. This is the Deep Roots Real Organic from soil. This is the Driscoll's. I think it's pretty interesting that the seeds, can't you see that the seeds on the left one are like kind of pop out more than the seeds on the right? I mean, I will say it is pretty hard to tell the difference between the two. Let's see if you can get a better angle right there. I mean, they do look super similar, but I can see from my vantage point that the Deep Roots one actually is a slightly deeper red color. Maybe this is, let's see, that's the Driscoll's. Let's do another one. That's the Driscoll's, that's the Deep Roots. Yeah, they look the same, I would say, on the camera. But from here, me looking at them, I would say the Deep Roots does look slightly more red. Let's try the difference. So this is one of the of the Driscoll's. Tastes, obviously, like a strawberry. Delicious. And now compare that to this Deep Roots right here. Okay. The Deep Roots one is definitely way more flavorful. This tastes like a strawberry, but it's almost like watered down. Whereas this one, there's just a lot more flavor. And I think the lot more flavor comes from the soil when you have the farming practices that provide more nutrients to the soil. You also get more of that natural sunlight than you would, and this is a predominantly LED-based environment for lights. You get that natural sunlight and the stressors that come from having to fight to survive in the outside environment versus this where it's nice and climate controlled. So this one, hands down, I mean, and the difference is $7.99 here versus $10. I think the $10, you definitely taste the difference. It's definitely way more enjoyable. So when fresh strawberries that are organic are available near you from a farm near you, it's definitely way worth it, I would say, to get the real organic strawberries. You might be like, oh my gosh, it's $10, that's so expensive. But trust me, it's definitely going to taste way better than the Driscoll strawberries that you will be getting.